All right. Okay, go ahead, guys.
Can you tell us whatever you can tell us on how Chris Olave and Ryan Ramczyk are doing?
Ryan will be listed as out,
Okay.
so he won't travel with the team. And Chris Olave is good to go.
Good to go and play. What with Ryan? I know he's been dealing with that for a long time. Is this just the wear and tear of the season, or did he actually have a?
No, this is
happen?
this is something that he's been battling through this for a few seasons now, and I think it just got to the point where it was going to be hard for him to go out there and do what he needed to do. So kind of let it get some rest, and hopefully being out last week, being out this week, we'll see where we're at next week. So, but it wasn't an incident or an episode. It's just something he's been dealing with.
And how'd you feel about the way that Landon Young stepped in last week?
Yeah, look, I thought he did a nice job in there. And so, look, he'll have another big challenge this week. So he's got to step up and play well.
How vastly different is it for somebody at that position to come in the middle of a game versus having a week of practice?
Yeah, look, I mean, well, look, if the practice wasn't important, we wouldn't be doing it, So yeah, I mean, obviously, you want to get the full week of practice, but I think that's kind of the nature of our league, in that, there's a lot of times that you have to get yourself prepared and get yourself ready to play, even though you might not get, a significant amount of those reps, and so, that's the challenge with, when you're a backup player in our league. Is not getting all the reps and yet being expected to go out and perform at a high level.
Coach, I don't know if it gets easier or harder for quarterbacks, but one way or the other, Stafford, this many years in, still is a guy who's willing to stand in there, take a hit to make a play work. Can you just talk about his toughness?
Yeah, look, well, I'd say I think he's playing exceptionally well right now. I think his location, his timing, his accuracy, I think all that's been, really outstanding. And he's made some throws in the face of, some pretty good heat at times, and is able to stick the ball in there. He throws the ball from a lot of different, arm angles, can make off-platform throws. So he's been a really good player in our league for a long time, Super Bowl winning quarterback. And yeah, to, specifically last year, to play through some of the injuries that he went through last year. And it looks like he's playing, healthy this year, and he's playing at a really high level.
How's the running back challenge you all defensively? Like William?
Well, look, I think the player and the scheme are both, tough to deal with. They give you a lot of eye candy, in terms of what they do formationally, shift, motion, all that kind of stuff. Try to get you, looking at the wrong thing and get yourself out of position. I think their runners run extremely hard, and they've been doing a good job of creating some holes in the running game. So we definitely know that that's, something that they're going to try to do, and they've been really effective with it, particularly in the last month of the season.
Were you looking for a gunner when you guys added Issac Yiadom late last season, or did you?
Well, look, I think initially our thought was this is a backup corner. That has some skill set that kind of mirrors and matches a little bit of the way we want to play defense. But I think the initial thought, was that he's going to come in, be a backup corner, and be a really good four-core special teams player for us, which he's done that and exceeded probably what our expectations would have been for him as a corner.
And yeah, I mean, you probably don't see a lot of guys make it to a 15 in 5 years. I mean, but he kept getting opportunity after opportunity.
Look, I think.
What do you think was missing, and what do you think is hitting?
Well, look, I think it was the right fit and the right opportunity, I guess, is probably the best way to say it. He's a guy that has just come to work every single day and works extremely hard to improve at his craft. He takes it seriously. He's taken to the coaching. He tries to do it exactly the way that we ask him to do it, and he's having success doing it that way.
When you have a compressed schedule like this, coupled with the West Coast trip, I mean, do you have to just burn the midnight oil? Do you eliminate some things in the schedule? I mean, how do you make it work?
Well, look, the most important thing is you try to make the schedule player friendly, because the most important thing for our players is to get their rest, get their recovery, get their bodies back on a short week. So that's number one. Obviously, with the number of reps that you're getting, the volume, has to be scaled back a little bit in terms of what you're doing schematically. But yeah, I think it's probably particularly hard on the coaching staff trying to, we came in here Sunday right after the Giant game, started working on the Rams, and I guess best way to say it is I'll get a nice little nap on the flight out there. That's the best thing about traveling as far as we're traveling, is we get a nice little nap on the plane.
Will you travel?
Take some days off after DA?
Yes.
Give those guys a
Yeah,
break?
the players will have some time off. Obviously Christmas coming up next Monday, so we've kind of got the schedule that way to give them some time off, let them have some time with their families for Christmas, and then we'll be right back at it, really probably on Tuesday.
Will you travel back tomorrow night or Friday morning?
We're going to come back tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
I think in a typical situation, if this was a potentially a Sunday night game, and we were playing the next week, I think there's a thought to staying overnight, getting a good night's sleep, and then traveling back the next day. But with it being a Thursday night game, we have a few days off. I think myself and everybody else is more interested in kind of getting back here, and we'll have plenty of time to get our rest after that.
And I know you don't want a preemptive excuse or anything like that, but I mean, should the distance of travel be considered on Thursday nights? I mean, is there too far to travel on a short week?
Look, I think that's a decision that's way above my pay grade. So we play the games they tell us to play, and we get ourselves ready the best we can, and try to put the best product out on the field we can.
You might have been asked about this, but Sean McVay, obviously has had enormous success since he came to the league. You all matched up with them a few times over the years. Have you seen an evolution of what they're doing offensively?
Well, look, I think the core principles are still there. There's probably a few things that maybe are a little bit different than maybe when we played them back in 2018, but there's still a lot of similarities. We played them last year. There's a lot of similarities, in terms of what they're doing. So I think the core of what they are and who they are and how they play, really hadn't changed much. Some of the pieces have changed.
Going back to their running game, specifically Kyron Williams, what's allowed him to go in recent weeks, second half of the season, I guess, from kind of a bit of an unknown guy to somebody on the time?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's probably a better question inside their building to be able to answer. I don't know what that reason is. I do know that that they're running the ball exceptionally well right now. I think he's a big part of it. Obviously, I think the scheme has something to do with it, and I think what they're doing up front and how well they're playing up front has something to do with it. So in terms of the specifics of what's allowed him to do that, I can't answer that.
You guys control your own destiny now. I mean, it's something you probably would have signed up for at certain points of the season, through the ups and downs, and you feel good about it.
Yeah, look, you play this game to be in the, have the opportunities that we have, and so I think we're fortunate to be in that position. But really the focus really is, trying to go out to LA against a good football team, on a short week and try to get a win.
How are you feeling about the progress of Kendra Miller?
I feel good. He was able to get some limited practice in this week, and will be available to us on game day if we need him. All right, thanks.